Toyota Vets. More or less cash.
iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes, CO.za, 0-0 after 60 minutes. Chiefs with 10 men down. Edmilson Dove being red carded in that game. We waited for an hour and we're wrapping it up now. Whatever happens, I'm sure by the time that you watch this video, some of you will know exactly what would have happened. It did smell like it was going to be a 0-0 draw, although there were 30 minutes left to play and Swallows had one-man advantage, which they didn't look like they were going to use anytime soon. So then the match has been suspended because of lightning, and then they lost power as well. And as we speak, we're still in Johannesburg. We can hear lightning from outside as well. Tso Vilakazi, what did you make of that game, sir? The moments that we were able to see, the whole of the first half and 10 minutes of the second half, what do you make of that game?
Mfethu ngibulisa kokugcina manje sivale yonke lento unjani mfethu?
Yes sir.
Ngibulise wena Justice Junior uMachaka ngibulise nani emakhaya ngicela support njalo iDiskiTV zobuya nje njalo ngichike futhi ngiyathemba ukuthi ngibona ukuthi ngathi kunani smile nyana yazi Mr. ngihleka lokuthi we trying Mr. ngazo zonke indlela to make our people follow these teams, support the boys that are playing. We're trying week in, week out, we're trying our best. But it seems like as ukubona uthi imvula ngeke inethe marume lapha ngaphandle izokunetha. That's what is happening because we're trying week in, week out ukuthi these boys pull up your socks. Sometimes some tactics the coach on that day they're not working. But what do you have individual? Show your individual brilliance. I mean, why we can see that in some of the teams, some of the players that they can do that. Why Nina? Why can't you do it? Because really, angiyazi the game noma beye phambili or beye muva. Angikhona ukuthola kahle, they losing passes just like that abomati.
Swallows bebona.
Both teams msenke uzake awuzangisho ukuthi awazi noma kuyiwa phambili kuyiwa emuva, or they're just saying let's just play until the game is iphele. Because really one thing ebe interesting nje zithu kahle that was a header ka Lutwana Chiva Vero le sevile lapha no akpay. And then the offside goal, yes. And then in the action ga Mango where it was no. That's why now as a player individually, it doesn't need a coach. That scenario where when you see a striker making a run, it doesn't need a coach to tell you he's cutting inside, cover him. It doesn't need a coach. He's in front of you, he's making a walk in front of you, he's taking a run. Yeah, and we're talking about it. That's an international player. I mean,
he did the same things at the African Cup of Nations, and you wonder whether the coaches were watching the same AFCON we were watching, and if they've been watching him even before AFCON, even the coach in Mozambique. Before AFCON yena nje ku squad, was he watching the games now? The coach at Chiefs now was he watching the African Cup of Nations?
And there's not even a first mistake. I mean, several times ama goals anokuvela la side lakhe. I just forget the other game where he was talking, pointing fingers, he just played behind him and the Pirates. Yes, I mean. Mr. Nkeo, these are the things that is boys seminar when it comes to foreign players. Let me put it that way. Foreign players, when they come to our league, you need to come here and add a value. Don't come here and for me, if Dove can make a mistake like this, we'd rather go and get a player. Soweto, Thompsonville, Pitor, can get a player. Yes. Then let's see that boy making those mistakes and learn from that, than having an international player that is going to make mistakes like this. Because every time when does mistakes like this, they cost the team. Look now, the 1 man down. Yes, I'm a soy man. Thinking as a economist, thinking that there's 11 inside the field of play. So that 11 that is inside, yes, the 11 that is inside the field of play. So they need to come in to the party and deliver. I don't know what is that gonna deliver there because we cut and paste last minute. So it's tough.
I need to ask you about after Milford, the whole week. It's always funny that. Ukuthi thina we are always almost the ones that are sounding almost negative, but it's not negative. We say the truth. But only when a team loses, then everyone joins in the choir of, oh, okay, I got better. Like all over radio, all over TV, all over newspapers, everyone had a say about Chiefs. But I mean, this is the Chiefs that we've always been warning you about. But I want to ask you about that. So I want to ask you about a reaction of my fans with Milford. Did you see any difference in the stands today, even before game iqale ukuthi abalandeli they still want to be supportive to Chiefs? And secondly, did Chiefs play as if they were trying to make up for last week? Yazi sometimes unokuhlukumeza umama ekhaya ngento encane nje, but you make it up. Like you tomorrow you wake up in the morning and you like maybe you make breakfast in bed for her, or ngithatha abantwana ngiyabahlamba ngibasa esikolweni, you make amends. Did they even look like they were trying to make amends? Chiefs abalandeli bona, did they turn their back on the game, or was it the same amount of supporters trying to support the team, or were there more supporters?
Mr. Gill, when Chiefs are playing home, it's always going to be packed. So it tells you now ukuthi mawazobona nje group nyana nje lemi laphayana, and you look at the other stands ukuthi ku free, it means ukuthi when there's smoke there's fire. You know, I think they are getting to that time where they realize ukuthi I know but Bafethu here we are not going anywhere. And after the game in Milford, they had time to prepare the team.
7 days.
So now what mina ngibonile into abayipreparile compared to Milford, you go wide cross.
Oh yes, that's what that's what they did.
Look, Mashane, boy, mamela boy, ungaloko ufuna ukwenza into eziningi kuskipa nana ayifake, because check Mashane every time he gets the ball, head up, boom. Same applies that side. They carry it to the boom. Yeah, Mr. Kyo, you know it's sad and painful when you see a big team like Chiefs, where they don't have thinkers, where they can play about. You know, there's an exercise that as coaches always say, for you to score a goal, you must have 10 passes. Complete 10 passes amongst you guys. Then that's where you can start to attack and score a goal. You don't even see those elements of Chiefs. Do they also practice in terms of let's keep the ball and then wait for the right moment and then we play that through pass, then we get a goal? That we don't see that. So, Mr. Kyo, it's sad to see how Chiefs, things are happening at Chiefs, and we don't know when it's going to change, but we've been saying this to say, hey, man, begana ukuthi izinto zambiwa kanjani, and yeah, it seems like no one cares. Yeah, here they are now. They lost. Now they're playing against Swallows. We don't know what's going to happen.
Let me ask you then one more question. Njengoba kusele 30 minutes in this game, whenever it comes back, what do you think is going to be the final score? Swallows Sinomuntu, they have 1 man more. If it continues today, tonight, at some point, or tomorrow, what do you think is going to be the final score?
Let's go. It's going to be 0-0, Mr. Kyo. No, it's Swallows. The Chiefs, they looked better than Swallows after the red card. They looked better. Swallows bona baphelele, but they didn't even show any threat to Chiefs. So for me, it draw is 0-0, Mr. Kyo.
So there you go. Thank you very much to everyone. I'm sure you have the advantage, whoever sees this at some point, maybe it's already Sunday, you have the advantage of knowing what happened in that game, but it was malazing into nothingness, almost similar to the match Orlando Pirates Polokwane City. Thank you. So Polokwane City, almost very similar. It was malazing into nothingness. So yeah, I mean, 32 minutes still left in that game. When they play it, whenever they play it, they'll finish it, and we'll be better off not waiting for it. We've waited for over an hour, and thank you very much for watching us as well. iDiskiTV, Times, World Sports Betting.